9 things you shouldn't say to anyone. Well, it could be worse is something we hear quite often. Maybe we even say this to ourselves or the people around us. While it seems innocent enough, subtle sayings like this can actually be damaging to ourselves and those around us. It could be worse, and let it go are just a few examples of psychological invalidation. To better explore what this is and how to remedy it, in this article we'll be looking at 9 sayings you should avoid. But first, what is psychological invalidation? When we invalidate someone psychologically, whether intentional or not, we essentially minimize another person's thoughts and perceptions about an experience, telling them that they shouldn't feel a certain way or that their judgment is wrong. It is surprisingly common to the point that we may do this ourselves without realizing it. For the person experiencing this invalidation, they may be unable to trust their own judgment in situations, feel wrong for feeling a certain way, and blame themselves for their actions. With that, there are 9 different psychological invalidating statements to avoid. Please note that context is important in any scenario and that these sayings are not a one-size-fits-all situation. In general, finding ways to support and empathize with someone who is struggling is the most important takeaway. Before we continue, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notification bell to receive your daily dose of knowledge. Number 1. Could be worse. When you tell someone that their situation could be worse, it minimizes what they're going through. The other people are in worse situations, so you shouldn't feel bad about a situation you're in. This often doesn't help someone feel better, as it does nothing to help their current situation. Instead, it is better to offer your support and empathy in these situations. Letting a person know that their feelings are valid and offering your comfort in times of need is a much better option. Number 2, it isn't that bad. Similar to saying it could be worse, telling someone that their experience isn't that bad is not helpful either. It directly implies that your feelings don't matter and that your perception is incorrect. When the circumstances are especially serious, it can be dangerous. Minimizing a person's experience and telling them that they are wrong can make someone feel insecure and crazy. They don't know if they can trust their own judgment. Instead of telling someone that their experience wasn't that bad, it's better to talk to them about what it was and offer your help to them. Number 3. Let it go. While Frozen has an entire song about it, this saying can be negative to say to someone. It doesn't provide any consolation for the issue at hand and works to further criticize someone's judgment. It essentially is telling someone that their judgment about a situation is wrong and that they shouldn't focus on it anymore. When applied to dire situations, this saying can be especially hurtful. Saying, "let it go," doesn't provide comfort to the person that needs support. Instead, try to find ways to let the person know that their thoughts are valid and provide them empathy when they need it the most. Number 4, you probably didn't understand. Telling someone that they misunderstood a situation, especially if you weren't there when it happened, can be insulting. This saying minimizes the other's intelligence and critiques their judgment. It's better to ask questions about the situation and work out a solution from there. Making assumptions about the situation can be hurtful to another and make them feel that they're incapable of assessing a situation properly. Number 5, stop thinking about it. If only it were easy to stop thinking about something, telling someone this fails to acknowledge the problem at hand. It doesn't offer any comfort or support to that they are dealing with, which is not helpful. Instead, try asking about why they're caught up in a certain thought. What do they need to feel better? What is bothering them? Number 6, we're not talking about this. When you tell someone this, especially if they come to you about a specific problem, it doesn't offer any discussion about a solution. While it's difficult to navigate through conflict, it is important to address issues in a constructive manner. While you don't necessarily have to agree with everyone's viewpoints, you should at least let them be able to make their points and be able to calmly address them. Number 7, I told you so. While it very well may be tempting to say this, it often fails to provide a supportive environment to someone who needs it. People make mistakes and have their own failures. It is important rather to be there for them in this time of need instead of reminding them that they're wrong. Try instead to discuss what it was that happened in a calm, constructive environment. Number 8, you are too sensitive. Again, telling someone their judgment is wrong is not helpful to them. It avoids responsibility and puts the blame on them for handling a situation. Everyone interprets and copes with situations differently, so it's important to recognize this and work with them with their feelings. Talking with someone through their emotions and why they feel such a feeling will be beneficial for their well-being. Find ways to empathize with them, and their situation will help them feel valid in their thoughts. Number 9, I know what you're going through. While this may seem like something you should say to someone who's struggling, it can actually be harmful. Telling someone you know how they feel based on a personal experience takes away from their perspective. How do you know what they're feeling, especially if the situation isn't the same? People internalize situations differently from one to another. It is important instead to ask about how they are feeling. Ask what they are going through and how you can help them. These sayings are surprisingly common. Perhaps you've noticed yourself saying at least one of these before unintentionally. What's important is to respond with empathy and compassion when someone is in need. Validating someone's thoughts and feelings can be just as easy as the opposite and often takes putting yourself in another's shoes. What are your thoughts about invalidation? What are some other sayings we should avoid? Are there other ways to help people feel more comfortable? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay informed about our upcoming videos because more incredible content is on the way.